So, the newest brawler Draco has released inside of BrawlStars, and this video features a complete guide on how to master Draco with the best tips and tricks that you need. So without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so to start off, let's talk about his overall build. His main attack, Lance Stab, fires a piercing large beam of electricity from his electric guitar that deals very low damage. However, at max range, he deals double the damage and its radius size is doubled. His Super Dragon Solo allows him to hop onto his inflatable dragon and transforms into his alternate form for 10 seconds. While in this form, Draco regains 50% of his ammo and continuously shoots a stream of fire that does not pierce targets in a cone shape from a large ammo bar. Targets closer to Draco take the most damage, and targets near Draco's max range take significantly less damage. Be sure to either aim his attack or hold his attack down during your super to continuously fire the ammo and shred your opponents. So, with his first gadget, Uppercut, it allows Draco's next attack to knock enemies into the air for 1 second. While in the air, the enemies can't move or use their attacks. His second gadget, Last Stand, activates a shield for 2 seconds that causes him to take regular damage, but he cannot be defeated. His health will stay at 1 during the duration of the shield, which means that if you are about to die, you can use this shield to save yourself by still being alive on 1 HP, which saves you some time. I'm sure all you Brawl Stars players know out there about B's old star power. I'm sure this reminds you of it. But anyways, with his first star power, Expose, he gains a bar that takes 5 seconds to charge up, and when fully charged, his next attack will mark enemies, making the damage the enemy gets getting increased by 35% from any source, similar to Bell's Super, but for 5 seconds. With his second star power, Shredding, when Draco uses his super, he recovers 2,750 health, excluding any healing buffs or debuffs. That being said, his overall best build would be his Last Stand gadget and his Exposed star power. The reason being is that his gadget complements Draco's tanky nature. When activated at medium health, he can become a temporary juggernaut, soaking up enemy fire and creating opportunities for teammates. And his star power synergizes well with his long range attack. By marking enemies, he boosts the team's overall damage output, making them melt through exposed foes. The preferred gears would also be damage gear and health gear, since Draco's tanky abilities would be further enhanced. Alrighty, so now that that's out of the way, let's talk about how to actually play him with ease. So some quick tips that I'll share is to first of all, not using his uppercut gadget. Because since Draco's uppercut gadget has such a short knockback range, it can actually pose as a disadvantage for you and your teammates because enemies cannot be hit in mid-air. Instead, Draco should use this gadget as a way of escaping if he is in danger. When using his Last Stand gadget, it should be activated when Draco is still at medium health. Therefore, he can rush in, activate the gadget, and wreak havoc on the enemy team. Unfortunately, he will probably end up being quickly defeated once the gadget duration ends. He can also activate this gadget and act as a meat shield for his allies to take control of key points on the map. With his Exposed star power, because his Exposed star power lasts for 5 seconds and takes 5 seconds to recharge, he can consistently apply 35% extra damage to the same enemy without it wearing off until the enemy or Draco is defeated. Finally, with his Shredding star power, Draco's Shredding star power will still give him the healing even if he activates his super while his super is already active, and this can give Draco an overall larger amount of tanking. But with his star power, I mean, it's your preference technically. Also, be mindful of open areas where you can maximize your attack range. Tight spaces hinder his effectiveness. Utilize Draco's long-range attack to harass enemies and charge your super. Prioritize staying alive to maximize the super's uptime. Draco also excels at close range during his super because this super offers a significant boost in offense and defense, which can allow him to take control of the map effectively and push opponents, but he becomes vulnerable once it ends. Play aggressively during this super and strategically retreat when it runs out. You may also want to sort of focus on targeting the enemies that have a mark from Draco's exposed star power, as they are more vulnerable because they get given more damage than the rest, and the enemies would have to play more cautiously, so try to decimate those marked opponents. Draco also has a trait, and whenever he gets damaged, his super will also charge up from that influence, contributing to help him charge up his super quicker to be able to shred through opponents. Draco, in a sense, is basically unkillable when he has that super, and I'm sure you can all agree with me. So, in conclusion, Draco's unique build and game-changing super make him a powerful addition to any team. By understanding his strengths and mastering his playing style, you can dominate the battlefield and leave enemies vulnerable to Draco's fiery attacks. Alright, so therefore, this is a complete guide on how to play Draco effectively and dominate with him, and he sure is one broken brawler. With that in mind, hope you all enjoyed today's video. Please be sure to let me know your thoughts on Draco once you obtain him in the comment section below, and also suggest me some videos you want me to do next. Yeah, and Draco is gonna be pretty worth it, so I suggest you get him early access. Also, join my Discord server down below in the description, and have a good rest of your day. Peace. I become so